Good, y'all. With Just Anime People. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and go listen to the full audios on all podcast streaming platforms right now.
By losing somebody he cares about, especially since, like, I wonder which way they're going to do it. Are they going to do it in a way where he blames himself because, like, oh, I could have been stronger, or I could have used my kaiju, or different things like that? Or is this what's going to force him to use his kaiju and be found out by everybody?
I would hate it if they went that route because I feel as though something that drastic would should change his personality. So it would really bug me if his personality still stays the same bubbly self.
No, I agree. I agree, especially since, like, when we talked about, this is like a lighter version of AOT.
Mm-hmm.
I if they're gonna keep it that way, they can't go that dark. At least
The
not this
dark,
early
yeah.
either. Yeah.
But I will say, um, this episode, I guess, was just us just chilling and relaxing kind of vibe. So I don't know, but I will say the more and more we watch it, the more I know who my favorite character is, and it's the vice president, the vice guy, because he's so funny, but with this darkness to him that I'm just like
Yes,
I'm
I
eating
love
that shit
characters
up.
like that. The
Yeah,
characters that, like, if you're not careful, you think that they're laughing, like, happy go lucky, but, like, underneath, you know what? He's like the eye patch guy from Windbreakers.
he's like the iPad guy. He's like Gojo to me.
Yeah.
He's just like there's a twisted person behind that whole smiley facade, and I just love it.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think my second favorite character is still the right hand man. I just like how he's never switched up on him since day one. Reno.
Hmm.
Blonde girl
And
really
he's
grew.
getting stronger too. Let's start there.
Yeah, I agree. And
Yeah.
blonde girl really grew on me. I understand that Mina's being cold for a reason. I'm just trying to figure out what
She's
that
not
reason
being
is.
cold.
Um,
I think Mina is just
Y'all
like
didn't peep?
focused because
No, she's
that
trying to
smile
do
she
the.
gave and everything that she's doing is just like I feel as though it's just this is my job. I can't be just all
Thank you.
kiki and
no,
lighthearted
I
like
understand
you
that
are.
part, but, like, even when she went to go see him in the hospital, instead of thanking both of them, she only thanked the white haired kid.
Mina, because it's gonna
Yeah.
open the Pandora's box that she's not ready for. Hold on. You remember? Okay, y'all remember how this whole thing started. When they got to the place, the blonde girl went on stage and she had certain movements she did. You feel me?
Hmm.
They have the little protocol. She showed that she still loved him that moment where she told him to do the push-ups, and then she was walking away. Oh, dude peeped that she cracked a smile, but he
Dave,
didn't.
I understand that part. What I would say it was like in the hospital when there was no
Mhm.
protocol to follow, she still chose to not really address him, like to pretend
Because
like
Yeah,
he
she
I feel
wasn't
as
in
couldn't.
the
though
It would
I
room.
have
really
opened
feel as though
both
there's a little
sides.
bit of resentment because she thought he had actually given up and broken the promise. I think that's why she cracked the smile when she realized he's still working towards the promise.
Mina, peep what he said. Peep what he said when she didn't even talk to him in the hospital. I'm gonna be right next to you. If she would have talked to him in that hospital, the nigga would have said, "I love you." I swear to
Okay, well, all I'm saying is she needs to get it together because you're not gonna be a childhood friend and then come and say thank you to someone in front of me when I was there as
that's really
well.
your twin.
Because that's
I feel
quick.
as though I would do the same thing if we made promises and we're supposed to be somewhere. I mean, like I feel Dave and I were talking about it today, right? Like things that we probably would have done different in high school. And my high school friends were like Mina. We were the kind of friends that would be like, I'm just telling you this. In future, if I'm here and you're not also at that level with me, I'm leaving you behind. So when I see her do that, I'm like, I can totally see people in my life do that. We have this goal and we don't want to lose sight of it. And so if you're not there with us, I'm sorry, you're staying behind. So I kind
Yeah,
of
it's not like a
I like it.
forcible behind. It's just life is gonna do it on its own.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, like, that level of elitism, I can understand if he was there like a bum, not having any type of job, right? But him not being able to pass the defense training test and taking it over and over again and trying his hardest, I wouldn't leave somebody behind just because of that, right? That's like the equivalent of, like, you and your friend are both going something that's very taxing, both emotionally and physically, and one of you manages to get it and the other one doesn't. And he still goes to work and becomes a respectable member of society. He just wasn't able to do that goal. Like, I'm not gonna just drop you. Like, that's
Yeah, but
crazy.
Mina, when you look at him, right, I'm going to be very honest with you. The way he goes about it makes it seem as though he's not putting his all into it. So it's hard to actually see it the same way. He's goofy, laughing, kicking it off. It's like, okay, do you mean this or not? if you're from an outside perspective seeing it, it doesn't seem as though he's serious.
I would
It's when you
disagree.
have those
Just because
intimate moments with him where you talk, is when you realize, okay, this actually means a lot to him. But other than that, when you watch him do stuff, it looks like now is when he's putting his all into it because he has realized this is his last chance, or because he has awoken that passion in him. Because it does seem as though over the course of the time he had given up at some point and was being haphazard about it.
I would disagree, just because when his buddies talk on the monster cleaning crew talk about him, they said that he literally gave his 100% every time he tried out year after year. And the only reason why he quote unquote gave up and got out of shape is because he literally exceeded the age limit of when he was allowed to be one. So he thought that like his chance was gone. And so he only tried out again because they raised the age limit and he became eligible again. So there's nothing that has been shown that he didn't try his hardest the first like bajillion times he tried out. If anything, from what everybody says when they talk about his past attempts, it's the opposite. He tried as hard as he possibly could. Now he's having to make up even worse middle ground because he's so out of shape and he's much older than all the other cadets. And at the same time, too, I'm wondering if he's also having. This is just a theory on this end, but I'm wondering if he has a zero suit amplification because there's a kaiju in him, because I'm wondering if he didn't have the kaiju in him, and if he had made it to this stage, if he would have been able to use the suit to its maximum power. But that's just a theory. But like, there's nothing that shows that he didn't try
But Mina,
initially.
that's what I'm saying. If you even if going by what you're saying, which I totally agree, right? I'm talking about be the examiner that is standing behind the camera. All the vice president did was just laugh. He was giving his all, which we could tell as an audience, but when you're watching it from the training point of view, watching someone, it didn't look like he was giving it his all.
No, I get that, but we're talking about like previously, right? We said like they haven't talked for years, ever since she made it. I like we're talking about before this current attempt. I understand that he's not being serious this attempt,
No,
but
he
whatever.
is being serious, which is what you just said. He's this time he's arguably very, very serious because he knows it's this or die, like never again.
No, but I'm
That's what I'm
saying like we're
saying.
talking about how he seems sloppy, but part of the reason why he seems sloppy is because he is so old and he's so out of shape because he didn't know he was going to get another chance. Where everyone's saying like prior to this, they said he would always give it his 100%, and he was
Which
like
is what I'm
super
saying.
dedicated to it.
Wait, I don't. What is it?
I'm saying the same thing as you.